everyone, and welcome to Fletcher Farms Amarillo. I'm Julie Fletcher. I know it's been quite some time since we had put out an update video, and just wanted to say that we've had a rough couple months here around the farm. This video is going to explain everything that's been happening over the last couple months. I do want to start this video out by saying thank you all so much to everybody that reached out to us and wanted to know how we were doing and what was going on the farm, and that you were sending prayers because you were all worried about what was going on here. And like I said, it's been a rough couple months around here. Since there hasn't been a video for quite some time, there is some bad news that has been happening here around the farm. So I'm going to start with the bad stuff, and then I will get to the good stuff, because we are back and we are working on getting videos out more regularly now. Back a few months ago, if you've been following our channel or haven't been following our channel, Charlie, who was one of our original horses, he passed away. He passed away of natural causes. He was my baby, and it was pretty devastating to lose him. He, according to the cameras, we had found him when we came out to feed in the morning, so he had passed away sometime in the middle of the night. It's taken a toll on all of us, and especially Aline, because she was bonded to him, and it's been rough on the herd. And then after Charlie passed away, about a week later, Amelia colicked, and she also passed away. So those were the two bad news issues with the horses. But the real reason for not having videos put out isn't because of Charlie. We were devastated by that, and Amelia. But we haven't had any videos out for some time because back a few months ago, I was in an accident with one of the horses. No fault of their own. It was just a freak accident. I was out feeding the horses one morning and brought Andy his bucket of Alpha Pro, and in order to get it into the feeder, I put his bucket down and went to pick it up and dump it, and at the same time he picked his head up and knocked me out. And I ended up going to the hospital with a concussion, and since then I've also had some blackout spells. So I've been gone for a couple months because I've been working on me and resting and recovering and trying to get the horses taken care of. I will say I am extremely grateful for everybody that has stepped up to help. Taryn's been taking care of the horses pretty much by herself for the last couple months, and I've been trying to get as much rest as I possibly can. And of course, doctor's orders were to eliminate as much screen time as possible, so that's why I wasn't able to make any videos or be on social media or anything like that. I'm also being surrounded by donkeys right now. Yes, donkeys, yes. But this was a little bit from some of the video footage that was caught here on the farm from my accident.
Footage of the horse actually knocking me out wasn't caught on camera, but you can see me laying here on the ground and Andy over there still eating his breakfast. Taryn was inside the barn feeding the other horses, and I was able to grab my phone and call her. And of course she came out right away with the Can-Am and got me sat up. And she called 911, and she also called Corey. Corey rushed home from work, and you can see right here that he carried me from the barn up to the house. I was probably knocked out anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. We're not entirely sure of the duration, but I did have a horrible stomach ache. My head was killing me. My neck hurt as well, so we weren't quite sure what was going on, but definitely needed to get to the hospital to be checked out. This was when the paramedics were taking me away. It was a very scary situation, and I'm grateful for everybody that was there to help me. And like I said, I was having blackout spells, and one of them was actually caught on camera. They just kind of happened and came on all at once. There was no warning signs or anything like that. So this was one of the main reasons why I needed to take some time just for myself to recover. This one that was caught on camera, Red was out in the barn with me, and he was the one that actually brought me back too. So with all that said, no more blackout spells, and things have been much better.
But things are going well, and we're getting back on track, and we're also working on a Patreon account. I've been having problems getting videos to upload to Patreon, but our goal is to start a Patreon account to get more of our videos out and to grow our subscriber base. So we are definitely back now, and we're really excited that we are back, and I'm glad that I'm back on the road to recovery, and things are going well. One other thing we did before my accident was we were in the process of rescuing another horse. There was a mare that came in with a group of horses back a few months ago. We did end up rescuing her, and this was a little bit of her story.
Number 2424 with the Bowie Texas Livestock is going to be a Belgian mare, 17 hands, 16 years. Big and she's stout. Once again, another good carriage type horse here. She's been used on the Amish farm. They've used her under all types of farm machinery. She's going to be big and quiet, and she is very, very shapy. She needs a little bit of a trim up. She's got clean legs. She's in great condition. The worst thing I see, and it's not very bad at all, she's got a little bit of meat to the corner of the left eye showing. I believe you can get into the vet, do some surgeries on that, and get them taken care of. So that mare has got a lot of use left in her. She's big, she's stout, she's shapy. She's with BowieTexasLivestock.com.
A few days later, Corey went down to Bowie Texas Livestock and picked her up, and this was her freedom ride and her coming home to the farm.
It's okay, baby. It's okay, mamas. Come on. Easy, mama, easy.
We did bring her home and got her into a quarantine pen. She did spend a couple weeks out in this pen, just so we knew that she wasn't sick and wasn't carrying any illness that she could spread to the rest of the herd. We decided to name her Ava, and out of all the horses that we've rescued, she has been probably the biggest challenge for us. She's nothing like she was in the video, and every time we went into the pen, she would try to kick us. So we did work with her and spend some time with her, but we still cannot get a halter on her. So in order to get her over into the barn after her quarantine time, we did have to try to load her back up into the trailer, which we did successfully.
So Ava has been a little bit of a challenge. We are working on being able to get hands on her. She's still pretty standoffish with us, and we can feed her and we can pet her now and do those types of things, but we still haven't had a chance to get her to the vet yet, and we need to get the tumors removed from her eyes. We will be doing a fundraiser for the supplies that we need, because obviously I wasn't able to get that fundraiser up because of my accident. So we're going to do a fundraiser for her for all the supplies that we needed, and then we'll also also do another fundraiser for her medical because she will need to have those tumors most likely removed from her eyes. All the information for Ava's fundraiser for right now, for the supplies that we needed for her, are on thebighooffoundation.org. If you'd like to send a tax-deductible donation, you can do that through our website. We're also in the process of working on a volunteer program to have some people come out and help around the farm as far as cleaning up after the horses and feeding horses and grooming them and everything, because right now we do have 23 horses on the property and 6 donkeys. So it's pretty crazy. It's amazing how fast this farm's grown. And this, if you didn't see, Mama Blue had her baby. And this is the baby. This is Violet. What are you doing? You gotta stay there. And this is Violet. She's getting so big. I know, sweetheart. What are you doing? I know. Where's your mama's? Be nice, Andy. Andy, that was rude. But this is Miss Aline since Charlie's passing. She's been hanging around with Andy. This is Andy. And that's Dutch. And then Zeus and Hercules. She hangs around with Hercules and Zeus as well. And everyone's doing really well and grazing in the pasture. Let's see who else we have out here. I just said Dutch, and this is Noah. I know, push the baby back to mama's. Yeah, tell her she's gotta go back to her mama's. Yeah, you gotta go back to your mama's. She's over there. That's Blue, and then the other donkeys are over there as well. Miss Arabella. Yeah. Elias. I know. Can you say hi, mamas? You weren't on the screen very much before. No. Miss Arabella. She was our Wisconsin Girl Rescue. Sophie's out there. And that's Freya. And we'll go walk back this way so you can see some of the other horses as well and see how they're doing. Lena, pretty little Lena. Everyone's been doing really good and putting on extra weight, so we're really excited about that. We have changed up the way that they're feeding, so I'll show you that next. And this is Grace. She is our swayback girl that we rescued a couple months ago. I don't know if you can tell, but she looks like a completely different horse than what she looked like when we first got her. Obviously Grace is blind and she did have EPM, but she's turned out to be an absolutely stunning horse, and she's been turned out in the field with the rest of the horses and she's been doing phenomenal. Her back end, she's actually initiating turns, so she's been healed from her EPM, which is absolutely amazing. And that's Will right behind her. He was rescued about the same time she was, well, was rescued the same day she was. They're best friends, they stay together, he protects her, and obviously because she's blind, she needs a pasture pal, so Will is her pasture pal. So Will and Grace are doing phenomenal, and they don't look anything like they did like when they first got here. They're just amazing horses, and for them to be sent to slaughter, just, it breaks my heart. Obviously Grace is a perfect example of that. She just needed a retirement place, and we were glad that the Big Hoof Foundation and Fletcher Farms Amarillo was able to give her that.
We rescued Will and Grace back in February. Grace was on the direct ship list because of the condition that she was in. We were very worried about her, and we were also worried about Will as well because it looked like he had something wrong with his back leg, and he was extremely underweight. But as you can see, they're doing so much better, and we're really glad that we were able to give them a place to retire peacefully.
So this is Grace. I know, my sweet girl. I don't think you like the camera, do you? She still stands a little bit crooked, but she's been doing so much better, and she walks so much better. I've seen her out here running in the pasture and spending time with the other horses. It's just amazing to see her be able to be a horse and be able to live a free life. We're so glad that we can give her that. I know, pretty girl. Yeah. Like I said, this is Will. He was rescued the same day that she was. And Will's doing amazing too. He came into us and he was skin and bones back a couple months ago. We're still working on getting the farrier to working with him to get the farrier to take care of its hooves. He just won't let us do it. So we're still working on that, but he's doing absolutely amazing. He's put on a ton of weight and looks phenomenal. And we're just so glad that he's still staying friends with Grace, because she needs a protector. I know, and you're just such a sweet boy, aren't you? I know. Hi, baby. Yeah, I know. All these horses want is just some love and care and attention. And it's just so sad what happens to them. Of your favorite horses, I know everyone's probably very concerned about these two right here. This is Corbin on our left. He's been turned out with the herd and has been doing phenomenal. And Liam, that's Liam right there. He's been doing amazing as well. And then this little guy is Marty. We still haven't introduced him, but we do need to introduce him. But Marty is a quarter horse that we rescued last year. And I'll do a full video on him and how he got here and how he ended up with the Belgians. But Marty is a quarter horse, and I'm gonna say he's a 1,200-pound quarter horse. So he's not little by any means, but he just looks so tiny next to Liam and Corbin. Liam, did you lay in the mud? You did, didn't you? You did. You laid in the mud, didn't you, sir? I know. Did you lay in the mud? That's okay, you're allowed to. Yeah. My baby. But Corbin and Liam are actually friends, and Marty likes to hang around with the big boys too, so they're pretty funny to watch. And we're just glad that everyone's doing so well. Yeah, good boy. Sweet Anna, my sweet Anna. Hi, sweet girl. What are you doing? Hi, baby. I know. What you doing? Yeah, so we've got Quinn. Yes, my Quinn. Hi, bud. Hi, sugars. And then that's Cammie and Hank and Miley. So everyone. And Andy's coming in now. I'm gonna back up just because we all get a little pushy around the hay sometimes. So everyone wants to eat some, so. And there's our Maisie girl. Maisie was rescued at the same time as Will and Grace. She usually hangs around with Dutch, and Dutch is over there getting a drink. But Maisie is doing well too. She's still a little bit standoffish with us, but she's doing great and she's fitting in with the herd, and we're really glad that we were able to rescue her along with Will and Grace. And that was all thanks to y'all and your support in helping us rescue these horses. So let me take you over and show you how Ava is doing, who is our newest rescue. And like I said, we are doing a fundraiser for her, and all the information is on the BigHoofFoundation.org. And this is Miss Ava. She's been staying in. We haven't really turned her out with the herd yet because we do need to get her to the vet. She's not showing any signs of being sick or anything like that, so we're really glad that she's healthy and seems healthy. She's got a very shiny coat. But I don't know if you can see and if she's going to let me, because I don't know if she's going to be very excited about this camera. But in this eye over here, she has a little chunk in the corner, and that looks to be like a tumor of some kind that needs to be removed. So she's been doing great. We've actually been able to pet her without her trying to kick us every time. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, is you a good girl? Yes, you are. You're a very good girl. So we do still need to get her to the vet, but again, she was lot number 24, and we were able to rescue her from Bowie back a couple months ago before my accident. So we're really glad that we were able to get her and bring her here to the farm, and we're excited to get her turned out once we can get her eyes checked out. But she's a beautiful horse, and again, another horse that didn't deserve to be sent to slaughter.
And that's an update on all the horses here around the farm. From the beginning of rescuing these horses, we've been feeding them Alpha Pro, which is a pelleted alfalfa mixed with vitamins and minerals. The problem with feeding the horses this diet is that it was very, very time consuming. We were feeding all 23 horses twice a day, so these buckets had to be filled up and weighed and measured out twice a day, and then they had to be distributed to all the horses. On top of that, since they are pellets, they needed to be soaked in water. And for the best results, they needed to be soaked in hot water, which we did not have access to in the barn, so we would have to bring these buckets into the house, fill them with water, and then bring them back out to the horses so they could be fed twice a day. Since there are so many horses on the farm, they couldn't just be fed all together, so they would need to be sorted into pens so they would be able to eat peacefully and that no one would start any fights. So we had these temporary pens set up for them where they would eat their Alpha Pro and also some alfalfa that they would get once a day. The whole process of feeding the horses morning and in the evening was taking about 6 hours a day and was leaving me no time to do anything else, even with the additional help of Taryn and everyone else that comes over to visit. So we've now since changed that. The horses get alfalfa in the morning and in the afternoon, and we've also been feeding them beardless wheat. We chose beardless wheat because it has a higher protein content as opposed to just regular grass hay, which around here is called coastal, and some of the horses were having a problem eating it and digesting it, and a lot of them were colicking. So we've decided to go with 2 bales out into the pasture for the horses to free choice graze on whenever they want. They also do have access to the pasture, which is starting to grow up as well. And then they also get alfalfa in the morning and in the evening. All the horses seem to enjoy the beardless wheat, and this new process is working out really well. We do still have about 8 horses that are still on Alpha Pro because they do take medications and need some supplements for their arthritis. So they do come into the barn twice a day, but it's much easier for us to manage and a lot less time consuming. So these changes have been very helpful and much less stressful.
But that's what's been happening here around the farm and what we have been up to. And again, I apologize for being away for so long, but we are back for sure now. And as long as there's no other unforeseen circumstances, we are back for good now. And like I said, we are working on a Patreon account. So once I get that figured out and I can actually get videos uploaded to it, we'll give you an update on that. Thank you all so much for watching. And I'm looking forward to bringing more updates. And again, if you wanted to support us, we do have on our website you can send a donation. We also have an Amazon wish list, and to send us a donation of feed, you can do that as well. I'll put the information to HF&C Amarillo and then also to Mall's Feed and Seed where we get our alfalfa. So again, thank you all so much for your support. We truly appreciate it, and stay tuned for more updates. We are going to be having them weekly now. I'm going to be working on weekly videos. So again, stay tuned and we'll have more updates for you. Thanks. Bye.